Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Supreme Learning Academy. This is passing package, that is very important questions from science SSLC class 10 English medium students. Part 1, part 2 already done. In part 1 important questions about physics, part 2 chemistry. Now this is part 3 biology part. So if you read this much, you will score above 75 out of 80. So before we start, if you are new to my channel, go subscribe the channel and share to friends, and don't forget to hit the like button. So let's get started. List 4 events that occurs during the process of photosynthesis. Answer is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll, conversion of light energy into chemical energy, splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Next, why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement of multicellular organism? All the cells are not in direct contact with the outside environment. So, difference between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. If you want answer, take a screenshot. What advantage over the aquatic organism does the terrestrial organism have with regard to obtaining oxygen for the respiration? Name the components of blood and mention their function. Give reason. Ventricles of the human hearts have thick wall. What is lymph? What are function of lymph? Define transpiration. Mention the importance of transpiration of the plant. How do guard cells regulate opening and closing of stomatal pore? Then important diagram about this one. This is important diagram. Heart. Draw the diagram and label the part. Next, explain the digestion of food material in stomach. Explain the process of digestion in the small intestine of a man. Small intestine is called the complete digestion center. Why? What are the difference between xylem and phloem? How are water and minerals transported in plants? How is food transported in plants? What are the methods used by the plants to get rid of excretory products? What are the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? What is double circulation? What are its importance? Then difference between artery and vein. Then diagram, important diagram. Next is question number 21. Why does herbivores have longer small intestine than carnivores? What is reflex action? Which part of the brain is responsible for this? Name the different type of tropisms exhibits by the plants and write their meanings. Write the functions of forebrain. Write the functions of cerebellum. Write the functions of medulla. How does nervous system different from endocrine system? Then list the important plants hormone and write their functions. How muscle cell responds to the nerve stimulus. Then list the important endocrine glands, the hormone they secreted and their function. Next, brain diagram, very important diagram. How does our body respond when adrenaline is secreted into the blood? How does binary fission differ from multiple fission? How will an organism be beneficiated if it reproduces through the spores? Different types of asexual reproduction with example. Binary fission. Example for binary fission, amoeba. Then multiple fission, plasmodium. Fragmentation, Spirogera. Regeneration, Hydra and Planaria. Give an example for the budding, spore formation, like that. You have to practice this one. What are the advantages of vegetative propagation? Why is the negative propagation practiced for growing some type of plants? What is pollination and fertilization? Difference between pollination and fertilization. Difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination. What are the changes occur in the flower after fertilization? Here I am not reading, I am not explaining answers because video will become more longer. If you want answer, just take screenshot and get ready for your exam. These are all the very important questions. If you read this much, this is enough for your annual exam also. What are the changes seen in the girls at the time of puberty? Next, difference between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction and structure of nephron, very important. Explain the significant function of each structure in human male reproductive system. Why do testes located in scrotum outside the abdominal cavity? Explain the significant function of each structure of human female reproductive system. What are the changes seen in the girls at the time of puberty? Explain the development of fertilized egg into the fetus in a woman. What is placenta? Right to function of placenta. What happens if egg is not fertilized in female, or how does menstruation occurs? What are the different methods of contraception? Name the sexually transmitted diseases. How is the sex of the child determined in the human being? Next diagram, germination of pollen grain. Important diagram. Briefly explain the monohybrid cross experiment conducted by the Mendel. How Mendel's experiments show that the traits may be dominant or recessive. The tea plant bearing red color flowers is crossed with the drop pea plant bearing white flowers. Represents the results obtained in F2 generation of the hybrid cross. They help the checkerboard mention the ratio of the different plants of the obtained. What are trophic levels? Give an example of food chain and state the different trophic levels in it and show flow of energy. Next one, the flow of energy in the food chain is unidirectional. Why? Justify. What is biomagnification or biological magnification? Which organism is affected more by this? Write the cause for depletion of ozone layer. Write its effects of measure to save it. Use CFCs in refrigerant unit is strictly prohibited. Why? Distinguish between biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. Give reason. Protecting of ozone layer is necessary. Why? Microorganisms like bacteria are called the decomposers. Why? Explain the role of decomposers in ecosystem. So this is for your practice questions, biology. These are all the important questions. You have to get ready. So this is it, all part done. Part 1, part 2, part 3, physics part, chemistry part and biology part. These are all the very most important questions. Practice this much. You can score 75. I'm saying again and again, that means it is most important questions. So practice diagram also. So if you're not checked out yet, go check the channel. You'll get the part 1 and part 2 important questions, or else you can search in the Google or YouTube, search important questions of science by Supreme Learning Academy. Will get the video. So learn these 3 video, you will get ready for science examinations. So likewise, I'll put for math, social, for every subject, each and every subject. Stay tuned for that video and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.